It is his first year on this damn tour we call the WCT. And already the people have spoken. I feel is truly the most inspirational surfer to come in a long time. He's gonna take a whole lot of people on his back with him. Welcome right now, number 5, straight from the 805, Bobby Martinez.
I never even thought like surfing career would take me anywhere. It could end tomorrow and there goes so-called career, you know. It's taking me here, which I'm more than thankful for, but it could end tomorrow, so I'm not saying it's a career until it's over, you know. It's my goal this year, just learn, you know, man on man. I've actually never surfed a CT before. QS man on man, but only at beach breaks. It's gonna be totally different.
I think I've seen it for a long time. I mean, in my mind, I always thought that he belonged on the CT. You put Bobby man on man in good waves, and he's gonna terrify anybody.
I knew that there was a possibility to turn into something more than what it was, but you know, I didn't really push it or pursue it. Just let it happen. You know, take its own course. At that time, he was under enough pressure as it was from people, you know, in the surf industry that the last thing he needed was his parents, you know, putting any pressure on him.
I know I gave it my best, and at least I know I went out swinging, you know, and that's all I care about. I'm Bobby Martinez, and this is my move.
Just lay down.
was, I think, in 6th grade, I stopped playing soccer and I just wanted to surf. And my dad liked going to the beach, so that's how he took us down there. And but yeah, I never had no cousins or no one in my family or anyone I knew who surfed until I started going and met some of my best friends now today. Met them at the beach through surfing, and it all started then.
You know, he was a little kid. He had a few fights, you know, at school. Most kids do, but no, he was actually a really good kid. Just like any other kid at that age, it was just a handful. You know, keeps you going. Good thing I was young at the time.
From day one, he was this kid that had just incredible talent. He had this real narrow stance. He was like knock-kneed. Between 16 and like 20, those are really crucial years for, you know, a young surfer, like just both growing physically and mentally. And for Bobby, it was definitely a challenge, you know. He had to get his head together and get in the right mind space to go out and do what he needed to do, you know.
You know, I mean, a big part of Bobby's success, and he'll see that, he may know now in the future, is that his parents were always there for him.
National champion, Bobby Martinez.
I'd just like to thank my sponsors, Sex Wax, Sophie, Billabong, and Morningstar for supporting me and my parents once again. Thank you.
I didn't think he'd ever go to the heights he is now, because I never even thought about it like that. But I just, you know, thought he would take to the water and do it for life.
I grew up here in Santa Barbara, and you know, it's home. I got good friends and family and good waves when there are waves. My favorite spot is Rincon. You know, I know a lot of people in the water just from surfing there as a kid.
You said you pushed him into it with his first down the line wave.
Pushed him in first, backside Rincon on a wave about this big. Classic. He didn't want to go. I'm like, go down the line, you're gonna love it. He's like, no. Pushed him down. He's like, paddles back down. He's like, yeah. He's like, what was that?
me, just to go on a trip, just to surf, is just about having fun, looking for good waves, and just enjoying being in the water with friends and just surfing. You know, that's why we all got addicted to this sport, and it's important to have trips like that because everywhere else we go is contest-related.
We're here at Coolangatta. We're just packing up the car and we're on our way to have a little session at a beach up the northern end of the Gold Coast.
Definitely Bobby's life's changed in the last 6 to 8 months. I mean, he's a globally recognised athlete. I mean, wherever he goes, he's noticing people know who he is and, you know, people asking for photos and autographs. I mean, whereas 12 months ago, maybe people in Santa Barbara and California knew who he was outside the surf scene. You know, there's a lot of pressure on Bobby Martinez and, you know, he's got massive endorsements and his travel schedule's huge. You know, he's constantly doing interviews and articles and photo shoots, and the next thing from being top 5 in the world is #1, and he's definitely on the path to achieving that result.
Bring your boat, bring your broken hearted. Got a vessel that we've chartered in the big wide open sea. The two of us dearly departed. Bring a book with a happy ending. A remix of the message sending. Shining clean, this guillotine. New and improved, patent pending.
Been on tour trying to go for that title. You know, there's heaps of contenders. Slater's always gnarly, Taj, Andy, and Joel. And then, yeah, Bob just came straight in and just put himself right in that position as well. He knows how to win events, and that's what you got to do if you want to win a title.
California rookie Bobby Martinez has produced the ride of the Quicksilver Pro, and he did it to oust former world #1 Mark Occhilupo.
A forced move from Snapper Rocks to Rainbow Bay, but there were no complaints in the crowd. Conditions may have been overcast, but the sun was smiling on little-known Californian rookie Bobby Martinez.
He's Bobby Martinez on the outside, and he's winding up. See how he's getting momentum down. He's building momentum in his moves. He goes, pulls into the tube. Martinez going to town. Crazy little tube in there. Just going to town on that thing.
I was nervous. I was really excited just to
Even if I lost, I can tell I used to have my first WCC man-on-man heat was Rocky. So that's great for me.
Narrow beams, Nathan Hedge outpointed James Thompson.
Rocky to me he's my favorite of all time. I love the way he serves. He's a funny individual too. He's cool. He has a good personality, and what he does in the water is, like, for me, when growing up, he was my favorite. To have him in a heat this year on the Goldie, I mean, I was looking forward to it because if I lost against my favorite. I was definitely nervous, and I didn't really want to lose, you know, my first heat, but it was cool being out there with him.
The QS, they struggled on it for a few years, and it obviously is so different than the CT. So for him to get on the CT and do his thing, it's more natural for him. In the future, he's just gonna only perfect that and hopefully dig deeper and go bigger and harder and get to the top.
Once he jumps into that water, man, he's super competitive and he wants to win. And I think that's, you know, as Rob kind of mentioned, that's what you need to have these days to want to be a world champion. I mean, there are guys on that tour that put their heart and soul into wanting to win that world title. And I think Bobby's definitely one of those guys. And it's exciting to see how he's going to go in the next couple of years.
Where we're at in Seminyak is cool. It's really far from us to come, but it's worth every dollar and minute of it. I mean, I've never been to a place like here before. It's beautiful, it's hot, and I mean, waves are insane. People are friendly. You can't really ask for much more.
Back when I first ever come, that was one of my first times ever to a non-English speaking country, and yeah, it's a real big culture shock for me, and yeah, lots changed since I was here. It's good to see all the tourists coming back after the bombs too.
I love the Balinese surfers, man. Kind of like me, gangly little dudes. They all weigh like buck 20 to buck 50 maybe, soaking wet. I've known Rizal since we were both about 14 or 15. I came over here, and you know, just to watch his whole act go from where it was to where it is now, and then to see him kind of groom these younger guys like Batet and Pepin, and there's really, really good surfers, and they're really fun to surf with and fun to hang out with. And they live in Bali, man. It's the best place in the world.
My name is Murtab. Everybody call me Batet. I'm from Kuta, Bali. Yeah, I'm stoked all the boys coming like Mick, Bobby, and Rob. And it surf really good, amazing, and then it's really cool guys. Bobby Martinez is such a sick surfer, surf good. I want to be my image like that too, you know. I want to copy him, you know. I want to be Bali Bobby.
You're the Bali Bobby, son.
I'm the Bali Bobby. I'm real Bali Bobby.
Be with Rob and Mick, it's like, it blows my mind to see how fast both of them surf. You see Mick on a wave from the back, you see the fins every turn. It's just like, whoa, man, you know, it's cool to watch. And Rob, I've looked up to Rob surfing since I was a little kid, and so to be here with those guys, especially Tonino, man, he's out of his mind, but he's a good kid. He surfs really well. When I was his age, I always wanted to surf all day, and he does what every youngin does, and it's cool to see see him all pumped and surfing more than anybody.
I think that's probably the one thing, not being on tour, that you miss the most is surfing with guys at that caliber, you know, and that level of surfing, and just seeing it in person. You know, you can watch videos all day, but to actually see it real life is a whole different thing, and it's made me want to surf better and push my surfing as well. So.
I love going on trips with different people, and I have done a lot of trips over the years, and being the only natural footer too, it's sort of weird. Those guys want to go left, I just want to go right. But it's good because it helps me look at their styles of how they surf on their backhand, and you know, I've taken some things in, and it's been really fun.
I want to say something to, like, thanks for all the Reef guys, you know. Like, I'll be stoked to drive you guys here, you know, like, so you guys around Bali, you know. I wish if you have time, come next, maybe June again. I will show you good time and good wave, you know, how to get score next time you get here.
This event is just another event. The wave is different, and obviously it's probably one of the craziest waves we've got. The only competitor you have in mind is the ocean, I think. You know, I'm gonna go into my heat as I would go into a normal heat, you know, and just look for a good wave and hopefully find one and try not to fall.
Trophy was a little nerve-wracking because it's such a heavy wave. I don't know if I felt any more assurance that, you know, something wasn't going to happen, but luckily at work I can log onto the computer occasionally when it works out. But yeah, I'm always on there watching. My wife is on there too. You know, thank God for the computer, because a few years ago you couldn't do it.
To get ready for any wave, you want to surf that spot a lot just to get a feel for what's going on out there. And you got to bring, you know, bigger boards, and you got to have your equipment because you never know what's going to happen.
What I can do for Bobby is try to get him boards that will help him win a world title. He knows exactly what he wants in a board. He doesn't know what makes it, but he knows what he wants to feel under his feet and his arms. At this point in time, and Bobby is the one that's probably pushing my shaping more than any other surfer on our team.
I was thinking about the other night, I mean, he has just as much chance as anyone to win the world title. And I'd love to see him do it, you know, and you know, I look at certain people and try to look at their weaknesses and stuff, but Bobby doesn't have that many weaknesses. You know, you can do it on rights, you can do it on lefts. You gotta be able to do it all in all conditions.
You gotta be an experienced surfer to surf out there, you know, and it's not somewhere where you want to second guess yourself. You gotta know that your equipment under your feet's working. You gotta know that, you know, you're physically capable and mentally capable to surf chopo. And if you're not, then you shouldn't really be out there, you're just in the way.
So how's it feel? You got a shot of winning your first Billabong Pro at Tahiti?
I never thought in a million years I'd be in a final. And Fred, I mean, he's got the talent to be in a final, but just actually to be in it now is like, it's a trip, you know, it's cool, I can't wait. It was his first final and mine too. Whoever won or lost, you know, it didn't really matter because we both were enjoying being in the final together. If you look at it overall, it was a good day for both of us.
I couldn't believe that it happened the way it did on my birthday. But a couple days in advance, I told my wife, I said, "Oh, they put the contest off for a day, but you know what? It's okay. He's going to win it on my birthday." And I was just throwing that out.
Bobby, how's it feeling to be winner here in Cahuco?
Oh, amazing, amazing. This is the biggest accomplishment of my life, and I can't even believe it's real. Yeah, it's amazing. Maruru, all in Tahiti, thank you very much for having me here. It's been great.
I was just overcome with happiness, and not just for myself, but just for him, because he's been through a lot.
There's never been a contest down there, and the waves are amazing. And it's not really a point. It's just like it's like a rock headland kind of that sticks out, and sand like kind of starts at the headland and just goes down the beach. Kind of just like a sandbar, but it looks like a point, and it's just a hollow, crazy, perfect wave. From what a lot of Mexican dudes told me is that it barrels a lot, but the way we got it was like as good as they've ever seen it. Everyone surf those good of waves, Mick and Joel and all those guys. It was cool because the wave was perfect. Everyone was surfing good. Like the level of surfing was amazing. I wish we were going there again this year.
Generation's got its own disease. Well, we got something to attain, but we just can't quite. Attention scatters with the slightest breeze. And while they're tagging on the walls, talk still. Is there a problem in your head? And though you wanna look around, you're just not instead. Did you have to forget? And though you wanna make your mark, you're just climbing bed. you watching, you was watching me. Well, you got something to explain, but you just can't quite. Attention scatters with the slightest breeze. And now you're talking to yourself, but it's so sweet. Is there a problem in your head? And if you stop to check it out, don't get mixed up. It's so easy to forget. No, you're feeling well, and you know what you get.
Any leg is an important leg because if you can get on a roll through Europe or the South Pacific where there's 2 events back to back, you can either jump up real high or fall real low. And, you know, that's just another part of the tour where it could either, you know, skyrocket you or you can drop. So any leg is important, you know, and every continent is important. We didn't get much swell and tides weren't that low. So it was on call every day, like 5 times a day. 11 o'clock call, 12 o'clock call. So we had time to go and surf other places and stuff, but it was a long wait. CJ and Damien, I've been traveling with them a lot this year. They're both out of their minds completely. Damien is like, I don't know where he comes up with this stuff out of left field, and CJ too. And then when they're together, you don't even know how their minds can think of the things they think. Everywhere I've been with those guys is always make the best of it. Every time we surf, something happens where a section will come up about, and those guys will just try and hit the section, and you're thinking really in your head, like, what the heck were you doing? Like, they just do it. They just don't think about it, they just do it, and it makes the wipeouts that much better.
For some reason, every time I go film with them, I'd have like the craziest wipeouts. And so the whole thing has been, I've just been kind of working on my wipeout part, hopefully get in the video. I just remember like a wave coming in and pounding, and you're in like knee-deep water, and you chuck the board, and then you just swim under. I just remember moments like that where they're the funniest because you know the person just gets worked.
Well, in the semis, Kelly had won the world title, and I was a heat after him. And I mean, no matter what had happened, I was just glad to have gotten out of a 33rd round because France, South Africa, and Trussell was the best I did was 17th, and I was just happy that I broke that rhythm I was in. The final on Mundaka, we did paper, scissors, rock for the first wave, and it felt more of like a surf with just us out. You know, he had won, he did what he wanted to do. I was glad just to get out of the 17th round. So to be in a final was like, I was just happy anyway.
You know, there's a lot of kids that get on tour nowadays and they're like, yeah, he's a good surfer, but there hasn't been a kid that's gotten on tour that has had an all-around game as Bobby Martinez. I would love to find flaws because it is seriously hard to find any flaw in his game.
It worked out in the end for me because I got some good waves and ended up winning.
Coming out of the gates, the first event, you didn't know if it was just kind of like, oh, he just had a good result. But then he backed it up at Tahiti, won that event. Kind of had a little, like, rocky spurt there through the middle part of the year, and then backed it up strong at the end, you know, winning Mundaka. It just kind of shows that he fits, you know, in that system.
Rock, paper, scissors for the first wave. Guess it didn't really end up going my way. I won, but I won that. That was all I won out there. But I was trying to sneak up on him in the end there. I only needed an 8, which, you know, there was 2 8s out there. A little bit out of sync, but he was kind of in sync with the sets a little bit than I was.
It was totally unexpected. He didn't call me on that one from Mundaka because he's so busy after. But, you know, as a parent, I'm very proud and I was really happy for him.
Abbiamo un pro 2006 Mundaka a Bobby Martinez.
From waiting around for the contest to the guy dancing to Cali winning, it was crazy. For me, it was nothing like it. You know, it was cool. They got the event off pretty quick with good waves, and it's important because it's the last event and everyone wants to win pipe.
In the evening, the light is thrown.
If you're gonna go on the CT and do it full time, I mean, you have to fine tune your equipment, yourself, physically, mentally, and just be totally focused on the surfing that you have to do to win.
It's the light, it's changing. It's the light, it's changing. It's the light, it's changing. It's only the light. Across the schoolyards, across the gardens.
You know, he got some amazing waves in his first heat with Evan Valiere, and it was unfortunate that he had an interference in his 3rd round heat with Evan, which saw him penalised and not be able to move on through the quarterfinals.
We got a double interference. But yeah, that just happens 4-man heats, you know. I knew and he knew that we both wanted to win and no hard feelings. That's just what happens. That shows he wants to win, he's competitive, and I'm the same, you know. I'm just glad I can even surf, you know. If I wasn't doing any contests or nothing, as long as I could surf and stay healthy, I'm gonna be happy.
It's only the light. What can I do to defy you? Oh, what can I do to deny you?
Kelly and Andy were like, it was like a man-on-man heat out there. Those guys were yelling at each other and kicking and screaming and ready to do whatever it takes, you know, and like, unless you're doing it all the time and you're just totally head down, sunk into that world, it's hard to like pull that out of you.
Oh, these years.
Nobody likes to lose, but you know, it's gonna happen, and when it does happen, you get down for a little bit, and you know, at least if you're not hurt or you get to compete again in the next event, there's always that possibility that you might do all right. So as long as you get that second chance, losing is just something you remember feeling and want to try and turn it around, you know, but it's no fun.
Film Bobby running.
We had a pro tennis player staying at our house, Mark Philippoussis. You know, he's pumped on surfing. He loves to hang out with the boys, and he's made great friendships with a lot of the guys on the Reef team.
Glad to say I took him down once. Rocky Point was good. We had a lot of fun days this year. We stayed right in front of there. It wasn't like giant how it always is there, so we got a lot of good 4-foot days there. I kind of stayed on the left because I don't go left much when I go home, so yeah, I surfed there a lot. Actually, it was fun, a lot of fun days.
Pictures of plenty, sipping my glass full of Henny. Hands on my semi, automatic kill for pennies. Approach for contact, cause I'm live, I multiply. Soon as I open fire, niggas die with open eyes. Scared to take a nap, it's a trap. A long maze, dreaming of getting stacks. Making scratch the wrong way. What the song say? We know the motherfuckers deadly. Blackout, blow the track out. My lyrics never fail me. I inhale strong weed, then release the stress. Deliver the bomb shit from the east to west. Like, yeah, yo, niggas pull out when I say so. Commence to popping motherfuckers, copying's fatal. Efficiently, I delete and flee. The art of war, living sucker free. Get with me, motherfuckers. Don't go to sleep. You get your cash on, nigga, if you peep. Other niggas close their eyes, seeing dreams and they sleep, but don't fall asleep.
They say that the more they hate you, the more that it motivates you. My mind set on crime, my mental set on the paper. 62 hours and counting, and I'm still awake. And they slipping me sleeping pills with the will I break. Broke niggas always telling you how to make your cash adjust. So I just stopped listening and now my cash is up. Red dot at the media, cause they always mad at us. I don't see them trying to mediate when we get the gas and bust. They just instigating as soon as they get the tape. It's dropped to my niggas like just as soon as they get the case. Personally, I ain't tripping on all this rap and stuff. I'm taking back my money count. Cause it wasn't fast enough. Yep, I got a couple problems, and none of them is money. Just those that love me and pretend they love me and say they buddies. Sometimes I wanna maneuver with the Ruger. Do you like Freddy Krueger? These nightmares just ain't as bloody. In meetings, they always asking me what my passion is. And money talks, so I always have words to answer this. I can't relax cause it's like I'm a Fetty activist. Might see me on TV, never a match your ass.
Don't go to sleep. You can get your cash on, nigga, if you peep. Other niggas close their eyes, seeing dreams and they sleep, but don't fall asleep. Don't go to sleep. You can get your cash on, nigga, if you peep. Other niggas close their eyes, seeing dreams and they sleep, but don't fall asleep.
The most inspirational surfer to come in a long time, and he's gonna take a whole lot of people on his back with him. Welcome right now, number 5, straight from the 805, Bobby Martinez.
To see him fulfill his dreams, to actually see it develop and have it come true, and he's living the life that he's living now, it's pretty amazing to me, and I'm really happy for him. It's not very often you run into people doing exactly what they want to do from a child.
I never made the surfer pole ever, and now I'm 5th. It's a trip. It doesn't even feel real. But, there should have been a lot. Everyone should be up here, and I'm just, man, I trip out. I can't believe I got this award. So thanks to everyone who voted.
You know, nowadays with the media and everyone trying to make you out to be one way or the other, he just doesn't really let any of that stuff bother him. He's just gonna do his own thing, and he wants to be happy doing it.
I'd like to see him just develop as a person, just grow and develop and learn how to handle life and, maybe get married, have kids, and stuff like that. It's fun to watch.
The thing that stuck out to me tonight watching this was, first things first, was Bobby Martinez. Bobby's one of those guys who we were waiting to see him get on tour. It might be a little struggle in the QS, and it won't be any struggle on the CT because this guy will win a lot of heats. And awesome, Bob. Stoked for you, buddy.
Everything that you do in the past leads you to where you're going in the future, I believe, and I wouldn't take anything back. I have no regrets. I've had fun my whole life, and I'm still having fun, so I can't, complain about nothing.
I wanna be with him, you know, like him, Bobby Martinez, you know.
You and Bobby, huh?
I'm Bobby. I wanna be like Bobby. Yeah,
Gangster.
I wanna have like black Mercedes Benz too. I hope I get a black one, guys.
And as my steps echo, echo, louder than before. Another day is done.
My name is Ted. I'm from Bali. Check out the mixtape, Bali.
The ground, just like before. And hey, 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 beautiful day. Hey, hey, beautiful day. Hey, 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 beautiful day. Hey, hey, beautiful day. When the night feels my soul, I'll be home.
Got a clean shark. Look at this. That's really good. I promise you, I'll do it
we're
later.
going tonight. Now's the only time we can do it. Come on. Just a quickie.
I'm not doing it.
And when the light has left, I'm not sure. Follow the wind that pushes me west, back to my bed. And hey, 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 beautiful day. Hey, hey, beautiful day.
Say if Bobby's surfing, you go real fast because he's fast. And then say if Fisher was surfing, then you go slow. It makes make him look like he's going faster. It's movie magic.
I'll be home when the night feels my soul. I'll be home. I'll be home.
My name is Ted. Check out the My name is Ted. Check out the Bali section and MixedTape for Reef Bobby movie. And love you guys.
Yeah, good.